Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Guardians of the 615. We have, Calvin Stun on them. A quick announcement. I am switching up the giveaway. I know the giveaway was $50 per every 100 subscribers, but I do, and getting 100 subscribers is a lot harder than people think. So, even though we're growing, I want to give out money. I want to give out giveaways more frequently. So, what we're going to do is $50 twice a week on the first of the month and on the 15th of the month. I will pick a random subscriber to win the giveaway. So, we'll be doing two winners a month. And to do that, all you gotta do is subscribe, comment on any video. It could be any video, and that'll enter you to win. And then you'll be entered for life. I will have your YouTube handle on the Excel sheet or Google sheet, and you could randomly get a message from me. So y'all check y'all's YouTubes. You're gonna randomly get a message, and I'll just ask for your socials to reach out and get your information. So that's how we're doing the giveaways
I gotta
moving
say this.
forward. What is that? Hey, bro, you got it blurred.
Damn.
That's crazy, bro. That's
But
crazy.
anyway,
What
this
what is it?
little
What is it? What is it?
Natural Valley granola.
Is that the protein one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Is
It's
it the
it's
chocolate?
like addictive, bro. Like
Is it
I
the
be
chocolate one?
they got chocolate ones?
Yeah, they got a chocolate protein granola one. The chocolate one's fire. Chocolate one's fire. If you want to get real fancy, you can mix it like peanut butter. Because I started using it when I was making oatmeal for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I throw in the protein granola to add some protein, and then sometimes I'd add a little bit of peanut butter. But
Yeah, that
how was your
that right there is
weekend?
good.
How
You
was
said
your weekend, Brody?
it was good, man. Uh I stayed here. I didn't do anything. Well, I went to church service and everything. I ate.
Yeah,
Kept it real low key, bro. Like I don't be doing too much. Like I really like finally like when I say I be chilling, bro, I really be chilling.
bro. Ain't nothing better than chilling, bro. Bro, let me send you this picture that I took. I'm gonna send in the group.
By the way, I went to T's baby shower too.
Oh, dang. That's right. Because it's supposed to be the little one's supposed to be here next month, right?
Like 3 weeks away, bro.
Yeah, in May. Yeah, it's gonna be lit, bro. I told T I called dibs on God the Godfather. Even
Yeah,
even though I feel like I'm gonna be more like an uncle, but you know, it is what it is.
yeah, true,
Man, oh
bro.
man.
I gotta ask you something.
Yeah,
Have you ever got a phone case from Amazon?
yes.
What is your opinion on it?
I mean, I like them. I got this one from Amazon. That I've only ever gotten phone case from Amazon. I like them. I like the thin ones. If you're gonna get a thin one, you got to get a screen protector. If you want to get the boxy ones, that's got like the double layer, because some of them come like a screen protector. If you like the boxy ones, do that. But if not, you can just get a super thin one and then just obviously have a screen protector on it. But I've never cracked my screen.
Mine, mine does not have one, but my other one that I used to have and everything had a big one. But I got a screen protector, and then I got the screen protector on the back too.
Oh yeah, on the
But
cameras.
also, but also, I can got the
You're,
slide.
oh, there you go. Oh yes, yeah, so you can open and close it.
Mm-hmm. See, so
Yeah, I like to go with. I used to have like remember the otter boxes back in the day. I used to have the
bro, I
otter
forgot
otter
about otter
box.
boxes, dude.
Yeah, they were, bro. I used to like drop my phone from like super high because they had like the guarantee. And then back in the day, if your phone's like cracked or whatever, while it was in an outer box, they had like the warranty or insurance for it. And they fix it. I don't think they do that anymore. But I've moved to a very sleek look because it's just about as the same thinness as like without a case. But
Yeah.
I like the like minimalist looking.
'Cause, bro, so when I got the new one, I wanted to get a new case to hold stuff, and it holds cards. But look,
You're blurred.
damn it, bro. Oh my God, I hate this. Look,
It doesn't close all the way?
no, it doesn't close all the way now.
Is
You
it
see,
how long have you had it?
bro, I had it for like May, going on 6 months.
When you got it, it would close all the way. Now it doesn't just because it's been
Yeah.
worn. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is the one like
I would never buy another one like this though. I'm just like I thought it'd be cool just to get one and just have everything like have my card on my
yeah.
wallet and ID and everything like that. So I don't have to actually carry a wallet around and everything. I was trying to be slick, bro, and it just didn't work in my favor. So
Yeah. Was it like an off-brand phone case or was it a name brand?
yeah, it was off brand for sure.
Yeah, the off-brand ones, they don't last very long. I think the one I have, I don't remember if it's like a name brand or off-brand, but I checked the reviews on it and it has a lot of reviews. So I went with that. And it was like $15, I think. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy at all. You don't watch hockey, do you?
All right. Hockey's just one of those sports is just like it's like soccer. I just can't do it. It's
I
like
can do
soccer,
soccer.
baseball, like it's just too slow for me.
You think soccer's slow?
Not slow, but it's just
It's not a lot of scoring.
yeah. But now I'll say this: I feel like my opinion would be different if I actually went to a soccer game, though.
I love soccer.
Because
I don't really watch it like I want to because just my work schedule, but out of those sport,
I think soccer and hockey, like watching it and everything, and baseball too. You can put baseball in there too. I feel like those are sports that are just like boring to watch, like on the TV and everything. To me, at least.
mhm.
But if you're in the atmosphere and everything, you're more in tuned. I wouldn't say too much for baseball for me too, because that baseball is real slow, like really, really slow.
Yeah, they had to add a pitcher's clock because it was so slow. They're like, yeah, these games are taking too long. They literally added a
Bro,
pitcher's
nine
clock.
innings, like not like, and that's the thing about it. It's just like in like football, basketball, not baseball. Hockey, there's a time limit. In baseball, there's no time limit, bro.
Yeah, yeah. There's no time
Like
cap.
it's
Like
just
the inning can
innings.
take as long as it needs to. Yeah,
Yeah, bro. Like you think about it, you can have a pit. I've seen games before they go through 5 pitchers in one inning.
yeah,
Like that's bad. So
yeah. Yeah, they can last forever. Uh, bro, you know what I did today?
what?
So you know I'm a very like mathematical, statistical, analytical type of guy, right?
Mhm.
So uh to put in context, my friend Paul, so at Shoe Palace, 90% of the time when we talk about stuff, maybe 70% of the time we talk about stuff, is about sports, right? And so Paul asked me, who do I think the top 10 all time, right? And so for me, top 10, it gets tough because when you say all time, I don't like to it's the whole era thing is I try to not put that into it too much. So I generally try to do top 10 all time, not of my generation, not of like modern day basketball, to do top 10 all time. And honestly, once you get past 3 or 4, the rest is tough, right? And so originally I made a list, right? And so in my head, I was like, I wonder if there's a way you can quantify how good somebody is using a algorithm or a metric system, right? So what I did is I made an Excel sheet of pretty much everything, every accolades, statistics, and like ratings. I made an Excel sheet of just about everything. So it encompasses player efficiency, it encompasses their offensive, defensive rating, their overall points, their point average, their playoff points, their accolades, so MVPs, final MVPs, championships, all
How
team
do you do all
selections, all NBA. Bro, I'll show you. And so I wanted to be a good mix of individual player stats, individual player accolades, as well as team achievements, right? Because when you look at a player overall, you can't just look at what they did for as a team, because championships takes a team effort. You can there's always the argument. There's guys that have gone to the finals, literally being the only like all-star, being the only guy, but they still needed the team to get there, right? And so what I did,
Better play your role. Role players.
literally, so I call it the Lorentz score. So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. So here I have all this stuff, and it's literally it's just about everything, bro. It's career points, career assists, career rebounds, career steals, career blocks, career true shooting percentage, offensive rating, defensive rating, regular season, career points playoffs, career assists playoffs, career rebounds playoffs, career steals playoffs, career blocks playoffs, career shooting percentage playoffs, offensive defensive rating playoffs. Then it's career points per game, career assists per game, rebounds per game, steals per game, blocks per game. MVPs, final MVPs, championships, all NBA first team, second team, third team, scoring title, defensive player of the year, all team defense, first team, second team, third team, player efficiency rating, regular season, player efficiency rating, playoffs, rebound champ, assist champ, steal champ, block champ, all-star selection, all-star MVP is last. And starting from MVPs all the way to all-star MVP, it's a weighted scale system. So what that means is I have MVPs weighing the most when it comes to how good a player is. And I have all-star MVP weighed the least. And everything in between is rated top down. So the most important I have is MVPs. Second most important is final MVPs, and third most important is rings, and then so on and so forth all the way down the list. Bro, I was working on that this morning, and so here's the thing: I try to make it as unbiased as possible, which means I try to make it to where it accounts for just about everything. Like for example, at first I had rings I had championships that's the highest rated, right? The highest weighed scale or metric. And when my
Oh,
friends said, I don't know if rings should be weighted the highest because you have guys that have multiple rings, but were role players on that team, right? So the example is Derek Fisher. He's got 5 rings, right? But Derek
oh,
Fisher's
that's
five
true.
rings. So the example is Derek Fisher, Mike Conley, right? If you who in your opinion, who's the better individual basketball player, Derek Fisher or Mike Conley?
Derek Fisher.
Well, nobody. I don't think anybody thinks Derek Fisher is a better basketball player than Mike Conley. Derek
Wait,
Fisher, but Derek Fisher has 5 rings. Mike Conley doesn't. Now that's like an example
Derek
of
Fisher was fucking tight, bro. He had that shot.
not really. His shooting percentage actually wasn't like that. But
He
anyway,
he was
anyway,
clutch bucket.
he only had.
I'm
I don't. I
playing.
don't.
I'm
I was
playing.
about to say. But anyway, so which I think as an individual player, Mike Conley's a better individual player, right? So the bias is if I have the rings weighed too high, Derek Fisher would grade out higher than Mike Conley. But if you look at it as an individual player, Mike Conley is a dog, right? You know,
Mike doesn't have right.
I say dog loosely, but and so my friend said your
He doesn't
role.
have rings, right? Mike
What
Conley.
he
Mike
what?
Conley.
No, he doesn't have any rings. He doesn't
Okay.
have. He's a one-time All-Star, and he has 4 times Sportsman Award of the Year, which I don't count. I don't have that in
He's
the
a
mix.
one-time All-Star.
Yes, he's a one-time All-Star.
Wow.
Right, which you would think he'd have more, but that's what I'm saying. There are players that might not be as decorated, but are individually better players. So what I did to account for your role on the rings is I moved Finals MVP above championships because I logistically, if you won Final MVP, you have a ring by default. But Finals MVP means you were the pivotal piece to that ring. So I have Finals MVP ranked over championship, like just a ring in general. And the reason why I have MVPs ranked over all of that is because, and so there's a little bit of bias. Is I believe as an individual player, if you win MVP, obviously there's a few arguments you can make, but generally, if you win MVP, you were considered one of the best players in the league that year, right? Theoretically, obviously there's outliers, and you can make arguments like the whole James Harden and LeBron that one year, or Steve Nash and LeBron that one year. But for the most, you're at least top five. Like you're one of those guys in the league that year. And when you talk about greatest of all time, it's from an individual player standpoint. So I value how the individual player plays, even if he's not on as good of a team, or if that team doesn't go on to win the finals. That person is considered the most valuable player in the entire league. So I have MVP as the highest weighted scale, finals MVP second, rings third, if that makes sense. You see what I'm saying?
I think that's a fair assessment.
And so that's why I have the order that it's in. But let me show you how this is very interesting, because my top 10 was that I did off the cuff of my head was very, very similar to the top 10 based on, I call it the Lorenz score. It's my middle name without the A, the Lorenz score. That's what I call it. Based off of that, it's very similar. So let me tell you my original top 10. So my original top 10 was, so we'll do top, I'll do top 11, because I do the first man out as well with the other one. So number one was LeBron James. Number two, Michael Jordan. Number three, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number four, Shaq. Five, Kobe. Six, Tim Duncan. Seven, Larry Bird. Eight, Magic Johnson. Nine's Wilt Chamberlain. 10 is Bill Russell. I had Steph Curry at 11, first man out. Okay. Now, based on this metric system that I made, let me see, I sent it to somebody. I got to find it real quick. Based on the metric system I made, on the risk score, here's the order. LeBron James, number one. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, number two. MJ's three. Wilt is four. Kobe's five. Tim Duncan, six. Shaq, seven. Hakeem Olajuwon, eight. Bill Russell, nine. Kevin Durant, 10. Steph Curry, first man out, number 11.
You basically had everybody, just the rotation was messed.
Yeah, the order was a little different. So also after Steph Curry and the Lorenz score, it's
I'm surprised KD was on there.
the top 10.
Yeah.
It's because of his scoring. Like his total, like he's top 10 all time points, which that's going to be a heavy weight. And then his averages for the points, like he's 27 points career average, things like that. As well as like just rebounding, like all of that stuff is taken to, and his PER is high. He has a very high player efficiency rating and a very high offensive rating, regular season and playoffs. So just as an individual, offensively, he's just so it's just
All
high.
over the board. Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm gonna put a pin in that because I want to come to back to that a little later. But after Steph Curry, it was, oh my gosh, hang on. Let me find it. Uh Jesus Christ. Damn it. I'm gonna have to dig. But I had the three right after Steph Curry. I believe it was Magic, Oscar Robinson, then Larry Bird was the three after Steph Curry in the Laurent score. But it's very interesting. I do say so. But yeah, I've taken into account everything. But going back to the Kevin Durant thing, there are a couple biases. One of them obviously is what I determined at weighs more than the other. Somebody might argue that final MVP should weigh the most versus MVP, but the weighing scale between the three, it's not a huge difference. So I doubt the numbers would change too much unless they were very, very close with the score. That's the only thing that would really change if they're super close and one person just has way more final MVPs than the other person. But what I will say that does take into account is who these people played with, the caliber of team they're on. Like, for example, a lot of people would have Steph over KD because KD didn't win those rings until he went to a 73-9 Warriors team, got his two rings there, left, hasn't been to the final since. So that might be a little bit of the bias to where it doesn't account for if you were the only all-star on the team or all NBA player on the team and made it to the finals, it doesn't give you points for that. Or if you were a superstar that joined a superstar team, it doesn't knock you for that. So who you played with and who you played against isn't taken into account for all that. But everything else when it comes to shooting, true shooting percentage accounts for everything shooting wise except for shots attempt. So there's a little bias there. But the shot attempt is kind of made up for in the PER, in the player efficiency rating. Because if you're a high volume shooter, and your percentage based on where there's a 2-point 3-pointer isn't as good, that will show up in your PER. Your assist to turnover ratio will be accounted for in your PER. So a lot of the because what I added PER. I had finished it, then I added PER because obviously efficiency is very important. And the efficiency ones is kind of a metric that makes up for anything that I don't directly take into account. And the offensive defensive rating I added at the end because your offensive rating, because like somebody wanted me to put in 3-point shooting percentage. And I was like, one that's taken into account in the true shooting. It's also taken into account in your PER. But if I get too specific, then it adds bias. Because guys like Bill Russell, they weren't taking threes. Or a guy like Shaq who took threes, but his 3-point career percentage is going to be very, very low. It's gonna bump somebody that maybe not be as good, but had a way better 3-point per shooting percentage, which is not about who's the better 3-point shooter, who's the better all-around basketball player, top to bottom. That's why there's offense, defense, regular season, and playoffs. So yeah, dude, that's what I did with my morning today. It took me like 4 hours to do this.
You just really just created just a whole, not a database, but just a
Bro,
whole.
I literally just so I can use it for arguments. And I'm
You have too much time on your hand to be doing shit like that.
well, I just multitask. Literally, I was doing that and research at the same time. Like I was just, or like what I would like when I take a break, a 30-minute break, like my lunch break, I was working on it. The hardest part was just finding the like what to weigh what at what point and what multiplier to multiply like the career points and all this stuff. But once I got the order, the rest was pretty easy. It's just kind of fill in, and then I just had to look up the player stats because I did the top 10 players, and I also did like Westbrook to see where he's at because he's got crazy stats. I haven't done Dirk. I want to see where Dirk's at, but now you can just plug in a player's numbers and it'll give you the score because the math is in the Excel sheet. So yeah, bro.
Mm.
Now my top 10 will be based on my Lorenz score. So if somebody asks who's better, instead of debating what this, that, third, or like, on opinion, like, oh, I'm not really sure, I'm just look up the stuff, put it in put it in the algorithm. I'm gonna get a score and I can look at two different players and say who's better as an individual player.
You just love to fucking argue, bro.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta have stuff in your back pocket, bro. You have stuff in your back pocket.
He said, chat, do y'all hear this? This man said he spent 4 hours of his time just to prove somebody wrong. I have never seen somebody plot future, just plot on the future victim that he argues with. I have never heard that before, Finis.
That's
That's the
exactly
most
what I did.
craziest, insane thing. But that shit is funny as hell, though.
Yeah,
This man is.
and I'm
Man,
telling you, I
I feel
tried to make it as unbiased as possible.
I feel bad for whoever you work at Shoe Palace with the next time basketball gets started up because
Bro,
he just go in the back of his mind. I mean, I hope this motherfucker say it. I hope
I
he
hope
do.
he breaks some shit up.
Motherfucker
I got
say
all the data.
it. That's
And
just
it's
too
because
funny.
on one of my uncle's trips, we're supposed to be doing a debate series where I'm Team LeBron and one of the guys at Shoe Palace, he's like Team MJ, and we're supposed to debate who's the better player, right? So
Mhm.
I didn't make this for that. I made this because somebody asked me what my top 10 was, and I was so uncertain. I'm like, I don't how do you I wish I could quantify it. So I made it to see who the top 10 is. So I didn't make it with the hopes that I didn't make it to make LeBron number one because I don't want that to come off. I tried to make it as unbiased as possible. When I was making it, you know who I thought was going to be number one? I thought it was going to be Bill Russell with 11 championships, or I thought it was going to be Kareem. That's who I thought it was going to be as I was making it. Or I thought Wilt was going to be at least top two because you look at Wilt's numbers, he averaged 50 points a game in a season, bro.
And two, you know the thing that's crazy? Who was LeBron? Like, where was LeBron? For the the
His
LeBron.
score, oh,
Yeah,
he's number one.
yeah, bro. That's gonna be hard for somebody to statistically beat him because he's still going right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like when he
He's
retires,
still going.
I'll
He's still
update it.
going.
Yeah, I literally like at the end of this playoffs, I'll have to update his numbers, and then it's obviously his score is going to go up. And so, yeah, so yeah, bro,
Crazy.
I was on that shit, bro. I'm just ready, bro. I'm ready.
He said he's ready just for anybody to start arguing with him.
I kind of want to do one for like quarterback, like football, like quarterbacks, put in metrics and weigh like different stats, and like,
Please do that. Please do that, and then like get Mitch on here because you know Mitch would argue that.
bro,
You really can't argue it though.
the football one would be hard. It'd be less stats to look at, but I'm sure I could figure it out. But football would be hard, and I'd have to do it by position. I don't think there's a way you could do it where who's the best football player? Because obviously, like, how do you
Offense and
discern who's
defense.
better between a receiver or a quarterback or a running back? So I'd have to do it individually by position. But I'm sure there's a way I could figure out to do it by position. 100%. I'm
I'm
done.
really surprised how Detroit is playing right now.
Are they up?
Hold on.
Oh yeah, 80-71.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought they were
dude.
about more, but yeah, dude, they playing. They playing right now.
All right, bro, you ready for these fan questions?
Yeah.
Or no, you didn't want fan questions. You want what did you want? Trivia.
No, I said the hypotheticals.
Oh, then hold on, let me find it. I put it somewhere. Oh, there it is. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I put everything in a Google Doc. All right. Let me pull it up real quickie. What's today's date? 4/21. I like to date them so I know when we did them. All right, we got 10 hypotheticals. Are you ready, sir?
Cool.
All right. If you woke up tomorrow and nobody remembered you, not friends, family, or even social media, how would you prove you existed? How would you prove who you are?
Say that again.
If you woke up tomorrow and nobody had any recollection or memory of you, including family, friends, and social media, like your Twitter and all that stuff was gone, how would you prove who you are, like that you existed?
I don't know how to answer that.
What would you do?
If my no Twitter, no how my presence. And I was never born.
No, you were born, they just don't remember you. You have to prove that you are like, let's say tomorrow you wake up and you go hang out with your mom and you pull up to her house. She's like, "Who are you?" So I'm your son. He's like, I don't know who you are." Like that,
These no pictures,
huh?
no pictures.
Let's say
You
for the
said
sake
no
of argument,
Instagram.
huh?
You said no Instagram.
Right. Let's say for the sake of argument, the pictures of you at your mom's place are like gone. They like disintegrated. You still existed.
Probably
They just don't remember. You have your
bro,
birth certificate on
have
you?
this. Oh fuck, dude. I don't know. Probably like a trophy. Probably a trophy from when I was younger.
How do they know you didn't make it? You can go get a trophy made anywhere.
Damn, bro. Like this is a lose-lose question, bro. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one. How would you?
Um, I would probably so assuming so there's no social media, but I have websites. So I would show my website, which again you could fake, but I would show my website. I have a copy of my birth certificate with my parents' name on it. So I would show my birth certificate
I thought you meant in a different way, bro. Like I didn't know. Like
Hey,
you said,
however you gonna prove it. I'm just saying what I would probably try to do. And
my
then
ID card. Then for me,
you said what?
my ID card.
Like your driver license?
Yeah,
You can fake a driver license.
you can fake a birth certificate too.
You could. I think you could. I think it'd be a lot harder. Oh, you know what? You'd have to get your parents your parents would be the easiest ones, I think. Proving to your friends would be tough unless you have pictures on your phone, which isn't social media. So technically, if you still have pictures of that, that could work. So like my parents, I have pictures on my phone of me and my parents. So there's that. Second, I would have my parents go on to like their insurance or go on to like, because my mom has access to my bank account. So I'd have her go on there, but look, that's the bank account. That's to my bank account. Look at the transactions. You've been giving money like I'm your son, yada yada. It literally just you'd have to go on like a paper trail of like medical reports, insurance, taxes, because they filed you as dependents. You'd have to go deep. That's the only way I could think of to prove to parents. Friends would be tough, especially if you got friends that like your friends like people at work. I don't have pictures of people at work. That'd
Yeah.
be that'd be so hard to prove. Yeah, that would be tough. Um,
All right, bet. What's the next one?
the next one, if your life had to be narrated by someone during every moment, who would you choose, and how would it change how you act?
And it can be anybody.
Yep.
You know, I'm gonna pick a comedian or some shit.
Who?
I'm gonna pick Mike Epps. That's my favorite
Mike
comedian.
Epps.
Yeah.
Would it change how you acted?
Yeah, I think it would be a little bit more goofy and a lot more blunt.
I think for me, I would probably pick Denzel Washington.
See, I wanted to pick that, but I'm like, nah, like that's just too because everybody knows Denzel's my favorite actor. So
Shit, that's why I'm picking him. It for me, it was between Denzel Washington, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, or Morgan Freeman. I feel like obviously Morgan Freeman's like the if you need a narrator, Morgan Freeman's the guy that comes to mind. But I
hmm
think I would go with Denzel because he has that preacher type of cadence to his talk. And like I think that'd be lit to have as a narrator, like a preacher type inspirational type of cadence.
hmm
I don't think it would change how I'd act. I feel like I'm out of pocket enough and unique enough to where I wouldn't change how I act. All right, next one. If you ever, if every lie you told added a visible inch to your nose, how long would it take before someone noticed? An inch? One lie, bro. An inch is a huge difference on a nose, bro. And it never goes back to normal.
Oh, damn.
So like every lie, it gets an inch longer, and then it just stays that length. If that was how my life was set up, starting tomorrow, I would just never lie. Unfortunately, I would just tell people like if it's a question I didn't want to answer, like please don't ask me that, please. I just wouldn't answer any questions. Either that, because not answering a question is not lying. If I'm like I am not going to answer, or I plead the fifth, that's not lying. But I would just never lie. There's
I
no
just want
way,
to
bro.
talk.
Huh?
Somebody ask me a question, I'll be like, I'll be like,
Well, saying I don't know if you know is a lie. You just have to say I plead. You got to say I plead the fifth. Pleading the fifth is not a lie.
then they're just like, man, this man don't want to answer nothing.
Well, I mean, it depends what somebody's asking, but if they're just asking something I just don't like, if you're on a podcast and they ask something super personal or ask you to out somebody, then it's just like I plead the fifth. I'm not. But outside of that, I answer dinner or anything.
Yo, Strip, you come to the party? I plead the
No,
fifth.
no, people know better than that. No, I'm not. Why not? I don't want to go. I'm not gonna make up. No, I got work or I got this. No, I don't want to go. I'm not gonna be there. Well, oh yeah. Then you can't, bro. With kids, That'd be the worst. You have kids, and then you kind of gotta lie to them sometimes when they're young. You can't do that. You gotta tell the truth.
They be going back to school. Yeah, my daddy said that Santa Claus ain't real. And me taking
Yeah.
the whole teacher staff pissed off.
Or you could low key dodge the question, be like, ask your mother type shit. Or like, don't worry about it yet, son. Or daughter, whatever.
Call grandma.
Yeah,
Ask
you can deflect it. That's not lying. You deflect it. There's ways around it, but you'd have to consciously be like, making sure you don't lie. All right, let's see. If you had to lose access to music or movies forever, which one are you giving up and why?
You said movies and or music?
Yeah, if you had to give up one forever, which one would you choose and why?
Movies.
I don't know, dude. I love movies, bro. And then they're anime movies. I guess I could still watch TV shows. I think I'd have to go movies, even though music is a huge part of my
Mm-hmm.
life. I feel like most people like music is, but like, there's just something about watching a good ass movie, bro. I love movies because I listen to less music now because I do a lot of podcasts. Like, I don't even listen to music like I used to. Yeah, I have to go. I'd have to go. I'd rather watch, so I'd give up music.
You give up music?
Yeah, dude. I barely listen to music as is. Like
What
at
about
one,
when you work out? You don't listen to none?
I mean, I do now, but like there was a point where like for a year I would watch a movie while I worked out.
You watch a movie.
Yeah, because there's TVs in the gym,
Oh.
and we got like Disney Plus on there, so I would just pull up a Marvel movie and just watch it. That or sometimes I listen to a podcast when I work out. Like I
I've done
can,
it before. I've done that plenty of times.
yeah. So I could finagle my way around not listening to music if I had to give up music. But like a movie, but then movies would suck because there'd be no music. But I assume as long as the music is in the movie, that counts because it's a part of the movie. But just no like external music from movies, I guess. All right. Next one. What we got? What we got? Oh my God. If your phone could reveal what people really think about you, but only once, would you check it?
Hold on. When you say reveal like the real you,
No, if your phone could reveal what people think about you, but it only showed you once what people really think about you. Now, what they say, what they really think about you, would you check it?
oh yeah, run that shit.
Oh, absolutely not.
Run it.
No, I don't care enough what people really think about me, so I wouldn't even check. And then I don't even want the possibility. I don't even want the possibility of somebody I really fuck with to find out they really don't fuck with me, because then I'd be hurt. But then do you confront them about it? Because you're not supposed to know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like this weird, like, if you go hang out with them or like they say, "Oh, dude, what's up, mother pull up," and like they come over now, in your head, you're like, "Man, this thing don't even fuck with me, bro." But we hanging out, it's like, bro, like he act like we buddy, he act like he got my back, but he
That's why I
really
gotta
don't.
know, bro.
Uh,
That's why I
I'd
gotta
be,
know.
I'd be hurt. I'd be hurt, bro. So, that's tough. Then because like, all right, let's say that happens, you cut him off. How do you explain it? You can't say, "I know how you really feel about me." They're gonna be like, what you talking about?
That's how like some psycho shit though. Like
You know what I'm saying? And you gonna
you
sound
can't really
crazy.
because you can't explain it. You like
You and you and you gonna sound crazy, especially if that's how, let's say that's how they really think about you, something negative, but they haven't done anything to prompt you to feel that way.
yeah.
You're gonna sound like a psychopath. I'm in your mind. I know exactly how you feel. You don't fuck with me. You're a backstabber, and you're like, they're gonna be like, I haven't done anything to you. I've done nothing but support you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come
It's
off
a lose lose,
crazy.
bro. It's a lose lose.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know, bro. I wouldn't want to know. All right. Oh my. Okay. If every time you spent money, it was announced out loud to people nearby, would you change how you spend?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
First thing, I think the only reason why is because like when I buy groceries and shit, it's a shit ton of stuff. So
You know, curbside pickup.
I let it go in, bro. I'm a weird. I'm a
That's how they get you. You be walking out here with shit you don't need.
who me? Nah, bro. I don't be buying bullshit. You know I don't eat junk
Shit,
food like that, bro.
shit don't matter. If you walk in that bitch hungry, it's over.
I don't walk in hungry. I get
It's
chicken.
over.
I get me a chicken bake when I go to Costco and I eat it while I'm walking around. Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah.
I feel about that.
What you mean?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
What you mean?
I don't know. I really don't know how I feel about that.
What you mean? You don't know how you feel about that?
I don't know
Like
how I feel
explain
about that.
yourself. It sounds like you sneak this to me.
No, I just don't know how I feel about that. Like you eating it while you're there, you got it from there. You anybody yet?
No, like you there's like at Costco, bro, like you there's like a separate, like not a separate, but
You talking about
like a
concession
place where you
stand?
can where you like pay, like you just don't pick it up and like eat it and then like that. No, it's like you actually gotta pay for it and everything. Then they
Uh,
give it to you.
you
You
talking about
really
the
think I'm
concessions?
gonna you really think I'm gonna do some stupid shit like that?
Hey,
Actually,
bro,
don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that question.
bro, that's why I didn't know how I felt about it. But
I thought you've been to Costco, bro. I
I
thought you've been.
have. I've never bought no food from there. Not like to eat there.
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But for me, it wouldn't change how I spend. One, when I get groceries, I curbside pickup. So when I buy it at home. Nobody's around me because only if it's people that are nearby. So if you buy something online at home, there's no, it's not being announced to nobody because nobody's nearby unless you're obviously home with somebody. But and then when I'm out, one, I rarely shop for myself. So I really don't spend money on that. And then if I do go out and buy like some shit from H&M, okay, it gets announced that I bought some shirts from H&M. People see me at the checkout buying shit anyway. And then if the number
Facts.
gets announced, I'm not spending crazy money. So it's gonna be like, he just spent $65 on 3 pair of jeans. It's like, all right. It's not like I'm dropping bread, you know? It wouldn't change anything. I'm rarely around people when I act because I do most of my buying online, like Amazon, et cetera, from the comfort of my home. All right, where are we at? What number are we at? 7. If you could instantly learn one skill perfectly, but had to give up something you love in return, would you do it? And what would you trade? Damn. Talk to me, Calvin.
I love playing basketball, bro. I don't think I could give that up.
It didn't have to be basketball. It could be anything else. But it's
Um,
got to be something you love, though. So it can't be some bullshit you don't really care about. But you could learn one skill instantly.
hmm. You go first. Let me think about this.
Me?
I'm trying to think. I was gonna do languages at first, but I don't know what language. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Hmm. I don't think I would
I
do it.
feel like mine would be, and I'm doing this just for my line of work, negotiating.
Ooh. What would you give
That's
up?
something that I love that I give up. Okay, let's okay. Damn, I don't know what it would be. It's not working out.
Hmm.
I
I'm
would
trying to think.
probably give up. I was gonna say a shoe collection. I said, nah, I can't do that.
Ooh, I got one.
You know what? Damn, bro. I don't know what I would give up. I
I
was gonna
think,
say gaming. I can't do that.
oh no, that's what keeps me sane, bro. I
um,
think for me, I would give up my obsession of watches and like collecting watches because I love watches. I got like 70 watches. I'd give that up if I could learn the skill of predicting the stock market. So I would just start day trading. If I could perfect being able to sell and buy like day trading style, I'd give up my love for like watches and get rid of my whole watch collection. I'd probably do that. Yeah. I don't know if that's an even trade, but I love watches. And I just had to give up. So I love watches the least out of all my other stuff. So yeah, I'd be making bank, bro. Either that or sports predictions. If I could perfect a skill where I could predict who would win or lose in like
Betting.
sports betting, I would just start sports betting and just make a come up on that. It's essentially the same as day trading. It's damn near.
Fines, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. I don't know what I would say.
You don't have to give up anything. It's because as would you do it, so you don't have to.
I would,
You
but
just
I
don't
just don't
know,
know what that thing would be. That
right?
I It's not working out. It's not my shoe collection. It's not golf. It's not working out. I already said working out.
Cigars? Do you love cigars? Or you just like cigars
Actually, yeah, that's a good one.
or
That's a
drinking? Do you love drinking?
no.
Oh,
Like I have shit in my like cabinet and everything, bro. It's full.
yeah,
It's full, bro. Like if I do like fine, if I do, it's just like 2 beers and I'm out. Like
yeah.
nah. I ain't got
So,
time to be getting sloppy and plus, bro, hangovers, they last too long.
oh, I mean, I can imagine. So, do you have a no answer on that one
I'll give up cigars.
for what skill? Negotiating.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. If you were stuck in a time loop of one day from your past, reliving it over and over, what day would you choose? Uh, mm, relive one day in the past over and over. Shit, probably a day I didn't have nothing. I don't know, that'd be boring.
Hold on. Say that question again.
If you were stuck in a time loop from a day in your past, what day would it be or moment? I was gonna say something with sports, but I'm not trying to really relive sports shit every day.
Damn.
Mine would probably be a holiday with my family. I'd probably do that. So I'm on vacation. I got no work responsibilities. I'm just hanging out with the fam.
I think the group of guys that I did my internship with when I was up in Philadelphia, New York,
Hmm.
probably something like that is probably what I
Yeah.
would. Yeah. Yeah, that shit was dope.
All right. All right. Two more. If you could live in any fictional world, but you'd be a regular broke person in it, where would you go? Fictional world. And you're just a regular person. That'd be terrible. You might as well just stay where you at now. Uh,
You guys, I don't know why that shit was funny, but yeah, bro, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Narnia?
shit, I ain't trying to be no regular person in Narnia. Uh, damn, a fictional world. You don't want to do a world where people are like super like I was gonna like Harry Potter. You don't want to be a regular person in the Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars. You don't want to be a regular person in Game of Thrones,
No Matrix.
South Park. Just a B character.
I'm gonna say Boondocks.
Oh, Boondocks is a good one. Boondocks is a good one.
That'd be perfect for me, bro.
No, Boondocks is a good one. All right, last one. If your future self visited you for 60 seconds with one sentence of advice, what do you hope they'd say?
Don't fuck up.
That's what you'd hope they say?
No, I'm playing.
Like, good Lord. I'd be nervous after they left. I'd be like, does that mean I fuck up? It's like, where do I fuck up? Wait a minute. That's a little nervous. For me, I think I would want my future self to come back and say, keep doing what you're doing. It pays off. That's what I would hope. So I can feel confident, like, okay, I'm on the right path. I got to keep grinding because it pays off. That's what I would hope he'd say. Stay on the path you're on. Keep grinding. Well, one sentence. Keep doing what you're doing. It pays off.
I think me, it would be like that next move might be the one.
Oh, because you're all that's right. Because you're in a spot right now where you might have to make a decision. I see. Ooh, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What that mean? The
that's a good one. Well, Cal, you got anything for the people before we sign off here?
I don't have a lot, man.
Well, y'all heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, remember, we're restructuring the giveaway. We're going starting May 1st. We're going to be giving away $50 on May 1st, May 15th to a random subscriber. So make sure you subscribe and you got to comment on any video so I can grab your YouTube handle so I can add you if you win. It will go in the Excel sheet. So don't forget, giveaway 2 people a month, 2 random subscribers a month. Guardian615, catch you guys next week.
We do.
I'm gonna chase my dreams, my